Okay. Can everybody hear me? I think I have the settings way too much latency here. Hang on. What else can I change? Okay, there's definitely a little bit of a delay here. I need to change some stuff. Maybe. If I could do that right now. Well, we'll go with this. How is everybody doing? Oops. Move this a little closer. Sound quality all right? Okie doke. Well, welcome everybody. It's been a while since I've had a live stream. The last time I did one was for the Space Shuttle Lego, I believe. How long ago was that? Gosh, it seems like time is flying. As you can see, it's over there, along with some of my other Legos. Yeah, I want to thank Ziggy for helping me get this problem solved. I'm not used to OBS, but it's definitely something I'm going to need to get used to. I'm hoping to actually do some live streams of launches in the near future, and maybe Crew 3 if you guys are up at, oh gosh, what time is it supposed to launch? At like, 1:40 in the morning Central Time or something like that. It's another dark one. It seems like all the commercial crew launches have been at night. Let's see. What's everybody been up to the last couple of weeks? How'd everybody enjoy the Inspiration 4 mission? I need to get comments on here somehow. There we go. Let me change. There we go. Hello from Malaysia. Nice to meet you. Let's see what else do we have here. I'm gonna go back up on the chats here. Black Ginger 777 can't get enough space content. This channel's great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I try to do my best. I hope you guys enjoyed the Inspiration 4 video when it was out. Wasn't actually planning on going to the Inspiration 4 launch, but things seemed to work out financially for that, and last minute ticket prices, and they were actually relatively cheap. I think it was a round trip flight from Kansas City to Orlando was with a rental car was $304. You watched it with your family. Let's see. Yeah, it was very exhilarating. If you ever get a chance to see one in person, it's pretty phenomenal. And night launches in particular are great. Not necessarily to photograph, at least for me. I'm always in panic mode when that thing goes off. I'm like, oh no, I hope my settings are right. But no, it's pretty amazing. Let's see. So who's wanting to do some Kerbal Space Program? I think that's part of the thing that I said I would do for people. Let me move things around. I have two monitors here, so I'm trying to get things all organized. Sorry for being a little disorganized. I'd like to do weekly streams. That way I can keep interacting with everybody. They won't always be, this, we'll call it amateur and trying to get things set up properly. But the goal is to, maybe, chit chat once a week, maybe get some ideas. You guys can give me some feedback, or we could just talk about the latest space news or play Kerbal, have some fun. Something very, very casual, nothing crazy. Especially since I work on the weekends and Sundays, almost kind of like my Friday, so it's kind of like a day to, relax once I'm off anyway. it just didn't work out. It didn't work out very well yesterday. Okay, let's see if I can pull up Kerbal Space Program. What would you guys like me to do in Kerbal? It's been a while since I played Kerbal. I mean, with a caveat, I was playing it a little bit last night to get myself refreshed. But, let's see. Where did I put the files? If I do this, let it load on this screen for a bit. Hopefully my computer doesn't die. I found out that if I want to upgrade this computer to Windows 11, I need to get a new processor. And I found out that my processor, it's amazing how time flies. I felt like my processor was relatively new, but apparently I got it in 2014, so it's in need of an upgrade. But it runs everything fairly well. So I'm wondering what I'm missing out on. Land on the moon, huh? Or the moon of the mun. What happened to Starliner OFT2? What did happen to Starliner OFT2? That is the question. That will definitely be an update video once it gets closer to the time of the launch. Yeah, it sounds like there was a bunch of thruster issues. It was thrusters stuck. It's a little confusing because Boeing's been a little hush-hush about it. But from my understanding, something caused the thrusters to get stuck, and it took forever to unstuck all these thrusters. And I think one of them, at least as of a couple days ago, was still stuck. And it's been, what, 2 months since that postponement? So I guess it's a good thing they caught it on the ground. Otherwise, might be talking about OFT3. But, oof, better to find it now than embarrass themselves again. I mean, I like Starliner. I know a lot of people may not like Starliner, but I'm rooting for Boeing to get it done because we really need 2 providers. It would for commercial crew. That would be ideal. Let me move this around one more time. That one right there. That way I can see this chat real quick. Launch a lander to the moon from Kerbal, from the moon back to Kerbal, but you can only use the lander and no rocket. I don't know what you mean by that, but you only use the lander and no rocket. What do you mean by no rocket? That might be above my skill level. Let's see. Stream quality looks to be good. I actually have a direct Ethernet connection this time, so that's good. Is Starliner ever going to launch? It kind of, I don't want to say, absolutes are terrible, but it kind of has to, for Boeing's sake. They'll get it launched. It's just a matter of how often they'll launch it, and if Crew Dragon, if it ever gets out of the shadow of Crew Dragon, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think Boeing wants to send paying customers to the space station, but not like what SpaceX did. They have a 5th seat on Starliner that they can send up, you know, a paying customer if there's one, whether it's from another organization, a government, or a tourist, much like the Russians used to do with the Soyuz back in the 2000s. So one would go up, and then that tourist would come back down with another mission. Why is Blue Origin suing NASA? That is complicated. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to get into the politics of that. Needless to say, it does not. It's not a pretty picture, at least. Let's see. Okay, I think I got this up here and get this going here. So if I do main desktop and then where did I put it? Oops, I did that wrong. No, apparently I'm doing things wrong now. There we go. Okay. So I was playing a little bit with this last night, and somebody said launching to the moon. See, resume save. There's nothing crazy going on. So if I load up something I was working on yesterday, that should be good. Let's see, I'm a little concerned about the Starship heat tiles. How so? Black Ginger. What in particular? Oh, Starship. I thought you said Starliner. Um, so many stars in like Starship, Starliner, Starlink. If I'm not reading careful, I get those confused. Starship heat tiles. Yeah, that is concerning. But the shuttle had its own problems with their tiles early on as well. So I'm sure we'll get it solved. Hey, Ziggy. How's the sound of Kerbal versus my voice? Is the sound all right? Don't want anything to be overpowered here. Yes, there's actually, you heard there's an actor from Russia who's been on the space station. Yeah, they actually have a director and an actress on the space station, both Russian. They're currently filming a movie called Challenge. It's at least in part financed by the Russian space agency Roscosmos, and I think the actual quote unquote news organization is Channel One, I believe. I could get that wrong. Do not quote me, but they're filming the movie called, at least in English, it's called Challenge, where the premise is, I guess, a cosmonaut has during a spacewalk has a cardiac arrest and needs surgery in order to return safely to Earth. So they do, I guess the actress is playing a surgeon who has to fly to the space station to perform this emergency surgery in order to save the cosmonaut's life and they can return to Earth. That's about all we know about it. There hasn't been much information about what they're doing to film on board space station. One of the cosmonauts up there, I think it's Oleg Novitsky, I'm sure somebody could correct me in the chat if I'm completely wrong, is going to be playing the injured cosmonaut. I believe there'll be some views in the cupola windows, so we might see some of the US segment, but I think the majority of filming is going to be in that new Nauka module. Yeah. So you can't hear Kerbal, but if we were to build a horrendous engine-filled monstrosity, good for us. Well, let's see. Let me go ahead and go in here and see if the music plays better, because it shows the sound is working on my end, but I can probably turn it up if it's not too loud. Let's see. I made this the other day. It's kind of like the Saturn V. Kind of going with that. I've got a bunch of stages. I've checked my staging a couple of times, so hopefully no interesting things there. I do have MechJeb. I could launch this thing to orbit on my own, no problem. MechJeb makes it easier, but I will, unless you guys completely object to it, I will be using MechJeb to make, or rendezvous a little easier. I can brute force it, but I'm not as good as somebody like, Scott Manley or I'll watch it. What's his name? I can't remember his name now. Another YouTuber who does a lot of Kerbal stuff. I'm drawing a blank on his name. I know his name. I'm sure somebody in the chat will let me know. Oh yes, there will be 2 space travelers from Japan. They're going up in December. I think December 8th on Soyuz MS-20, the next Soyuz launch. Yeah, it's Channel 1. What is my favorite rocket? My favorite rocket, the one I'm watching when I'm watching a rocket. My favorite rocket currently launching, whether I've seen it or not, is, Delta IV Heavy is pretty cool, and I have seen Delta IV Heavy, and that was pretty spectacular. Matt Lown, that's the name. I know his name. Thank you. But yeah, I'm not as good as Matt Lown. In fact, depending on how, who knows, maybe I'll have to get the Blunderbirds to save me, depending on how good I am with some of this stuff today. But yes, Tim Dodd. Yeah, Tim Dodd is pretty good at Kerbal as well. But yeah, I was thinking of Matt Lown. What was I saying here? Favorite rocket is probably Delta IV Heavy, but there's only a few of those left. I got to see one up really close, and that's probably why it's my favorite. It's about 1.5 miles away from that launch. But I would love to see a Falcon Heavy launch. I imagine that's just as amazing, especially when you have the twin booster return. Favorite future launch vehicle would probably be SLS, or let's face it, everybody's favorite future rocket is Starship. that's pretty amazing. I got to see that in person, at least the upper stage test, I think was SN10 back in March, and that was pretty phenomenal. I cannot wait to see that full thing go. But yeah, lots of cool things. I'm hashtag Team Space. I'd love to see both SLS and Starship, you know, working together, and I do believe that'll end up being the case. Will Delta IV Heavy and Atlas V be stopped? Yes, they are retiring. There's only like 26 more Atlas V missions on the books. I think that's the number. It's somewhere around there. Somebody can correct me the actual number if they know it. But that's it, and there will be no more Atlas V's after that. Delta IV Heavy, there are no more Delta IV Mediums. Those are done. Delta IV Heavy, I think there are 3 left total. I think 2 at Cape Canaveral and 1 in Vandenberg, but I could be off on that. Let's see. Ziggy, and we don't have 1.11 and 1.12. They fake out us with the big update being a ton of patches. Oh, yeah, yep. Okay, let's launch this rocket here. Are you guys, if anybody objects to me using MechJeb at times, just let me know, and I'll try to be a little bit more ambitious here. Let's hit launch. Who do I have on this rocket crew? Well, we'll find out. I'll just go ahead and launch. Let's see. I actually added a launch abort system on this thing just for funds. I can hear my computer whining about all the stuff I'm doing right now. Okay, it's nighttime, night launch. So if I wanted to abort, I have the actual abort system set up for that, but unless you guys want me to do a few test aborts, I'm probably going to just go with this. I'll give you guys a few minutes to let me know what you want me to do. Otherwise, I'm going to head for the moon. Or the mun, excuse me. And I don't have any other mods on this besides MechJeb. So other than that, this is pretty stock. I do have the expansion packs as well. Oh, MechJeb is a mod, you can see it right here, that can let me do things that are a little bit more challenging without me thinking too hard about it. For example, like I can do an automatic docking. It'll basically be autopilot docking once I'm really close to something. If I have a maneuver, I can just tell it to execute the maneuver and me not have to manually do it, so on and so forth. I can't do a pad abort from a small rocket. Well, you got to have it set up properly too. It depends on how you have it set up. So right now, if they have an abort on pad, they can do that. And then, of course, I can jettison it and do the parachutes. They get a little bit of spinning-induced nausea there, but they look very happy that they're safe from the rocket. And touchdown safely. Or I can revert to launch. Let's see. Oh, I didn't think about that. Give me a second. I did not even think about that. How do I move my face here? Let me move my face. Where should I move it? Where's the best place? Should I put it down on the lower left? How do I move this? Oh, I have it locked. Let's move it. Oops. Let's just make this smaller. Right there's good. Unless you guys object to it going right there. Oops. Now, let's go to... I need to really change some of this stuff around a little bit. How's that look? Okay. Is the Soyuz going to stop? As far as I know, the Soyuz is not planning on stopping at least any time soon. Yes, they are going to be replacing it, in theory, with the Orbital spacecraft. I would not be surprised if they fly Soyuz and Orel, I think that's how you pronounce it, concurrently for a while, but I think that's kind of their version of Orion, a moon-capable vehicle. But like anything in the Russian space program or anybody's space program, it's all about the money, and they've been developing a replacement for Soyuz at least as long as I can remember. It's gone through different phases and whatnot. You can say the same thing about the Orion spacecraft in our moon program, but will it happen eventually? Yes, it will be replaced probably, but I don't know when. They claim around mid-decade, but they've been about 5 years away for about the last 15 years. That's my 2 cents on that. I'm looking forward to it flying. It looks to be a lot more roomy, a lot more advanced, and new spacecraft are always good to have around. Okay, so that looks good then. Okay, let me go back up with that. Okay, let's try this. So now you can see the MechJeb panel here better. Thank you for that, Ziggy. Speak of the Russians. See, I forgot to know Soyuz on the Soyuz. I first got to know the Soyuz on the Soyuz TMA-11. And Zach will appear. Ziggy, what do you mean and Zach will appear? Oh, speak of the Russians. You talk about Anatoly Zach? That's kind of funny. I first got to know the Soyuz on Soyuz TMA-11. What do you mean by that? Did you get to see one in person, or like get to see the capsule in a museum possibly? What mission was TMA-11? That was that's, gosh, that probably would have been, would that have been post shuttle? I think that was still post shuttle. I always forget when the TMA series and the TM, because there was TMA and then TMA-M, I think, and then they had the MS series. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. But that's the point of all this, just to have some fun. So, I want a day launch, so I'm going to time warp, to the day. And there we go. That looks beautiful. So what I can do with the MechJeb here is, let's see, I don't know what settings it's got, but we'll just play around with it. Who knows? This could involve a crash. Yep, or else back in political hot water. Yeah, there's a lot of other things going on with the Russian space program too. That's kind of crazy. Like their space reporting issue going on about how the Russian government, I don't want to get it too much into politics here because that's not the point of this stream, but basically the Russian government is cracking down on a lot of negative space reporting, at least on the domestic reporters. So that's not so good. And of course, Putin is also cutting the budget for the Russian space program. I think he's kind of putting the head of Roscosmos, Dmitry Rogozin, kind of in a little more pressure to possibly get him to produce more. I don't know. There's a lot of oligarch politics going on involved with that. So I'm probably not the best person to get your news on the inner workings of the Russian government, but that's at least how it looks from my end. Let's see. Soyuz TMA-11 when your country's first astronaut went to that one. That wasn't the Ansari mission, was it? Was that the space tour? You know what? I'm gonna look that one up now. You got me curious. Soyuz TMA-11. What year was this? 2008. Was it that one? Oh no. So he's. Hang on. Is that? Are we talking about Yiso-Yon? I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, so I apologize. Let's see what is, or there were a few first on that flight. Oh, anyway, go back to this. Was it TMA? Soyuz TMA. Was it 11M? No, it wasn't that one. Anyway, Side note, sidetracking myself. Okay, so let's launch this thing. Let's light this candle. Okay, that's who you're talking about. Yeah, I was... So, okay. I'm reading about... I'm going to actually do some more reading on him. Thank you for telling me that. Okay, let's launch. So, if I use MechJet, I can launch into orbit on my own. But let's just go easy and engage autopilot here. Let's see how well this... See if I forgot to check my staging here. Okay, we're off. So, I think there's enough Delta V in all this to send a crew very Apollo style to the moon and back. And I think there's enough spare Delta V if I wanted to modify it for, you know, much like the later Apollo missions, add other things to it, add some more weight. I think there's some Delta V budget to spare. And for some reason, it's lagging on my end regarding click and drag for some reason, so I apologize in advance if it looks a little wonky. I don't like this ascent profile because it's going up a little higher than I'd like, but we'll roll with it. I tell you though, all these rockets going off, I cannot wait to see the next my next launch. When I went to see Inspiration 4, that was the first orbital rocket launch I had seen since 2017, so I was having a little bit of launch withdrawals there. Let's see. For my first chunk of lunar missions, it was Artemis. Oops. See, are financial problems a major cause for NASA stopping the space shuttles? You know, yes and no. The shuttle was going to get all the funding it needed while it was in service for the most part. There were some cuts throughout the years. You can make some claims that that may have contributed to certain, you know, missions and how we did things. But the ultimate reason for the ending of the shuttle program was less about money and more about moving on. We had a, some would argue, a dangerous vehicle. And it was. All rockets are dangerous, let's be fair. The shuttle was a very magnificent vehicle, so don't take me as somebody who's dissing the shuttle. I love the space shuttle. But it had its own flaws, and it was eating up a lot of NASA's budget to where it could not realistically do anything else besides that unless it got a significant amount of extra funding, which, let's be real, that's not in the cards. So ending the space shuttle program and developing a program to go beyond low Earth orbit was seen as the better way to go while helping support commercial, what it was originally commercial cargo and then now commercial crew. And so there's kind of like this dual purpose. You know, you got private industry doing stuff in low Earth orbit and the government, with ideally the help of private industry, doing things beyond Earth orbit. Yeah, so the space shuttles, I miss the space shuttle. But they were a very amazing flying machine. But yeah, it was not financial problems as much as it was politics and just a changing of what we need to do. What happened here? There we go. There we go. Hey, all the staging is working right. I like it when things work properly. The Chandra Lunar Base. It's funny. Can SpaceX launch new space station components like the Chinese space station Dragon stacking? I'm hoping for for info on new stations. So yes, the SpaceX can launch as long as it can fit in a payload bay, and it's payload bay. What is the space shuttle? In the payload fairing, and has its own propulsion system, yeah, SpaceX can launch space station modules, much like the Chinese are launching space station modules. In fact, although it's not contracted yet, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Axiom space station parts are launched on a Falcon 9, but they could also be launched on a Vulcan. But let's see, what was the rest of your question here? Let's see, Chinese. Yeah, so as far as info on new space stations, we got the Chinese space station and we got the International Space Station, which are the only two crewed space stations right now. The goal for ISS is to actually have new modules, commercial modules, added within. They say 2024. It'll be later than that. It's space; things get delayed. But the Axiom Space, a company called Axiom Space, is building their own modules to add on to the front of the space station and have, like, you have the Russian segment, you have the US segment, and you'll have the Axiom segment. And that way they can do their own tourism missions there. They can have their own, scientific experiments independent of NASA. They can, NASA can rent space inside those modules. And the hope is to have something independently there that can act independently once the International Space Station is done. And so they can detach from the ISS. The ISS can be deorbited, as sad as that makes me feel. And then Axiom, their space station, can remain essentially in the same orbit indefinitely for however long it can last. So that's the plan. Then you'll have the Lunar Gateway, in an orbit essentially around the moon as well. So within the next, we'll call it we'll call it within this decade. We'll just say within this decade, we'll have, Axiom/ISS, depending on who outlives what and how long things last. Then we'll have the Lunar Gateway, at least partially crewed, crewed part of the time. And then we'll have the Chinese space station. Russia is talking about their own space station, but again, like we talk about with their crew capsule, that a lot of that's dependent on money. See, the 3 Americans that had been to the moon twice. See, one of them will be on trivia. That's true. That is true. We'll have some trivia later, and I'll figure out how to do all that once I finish this mission here. See, space politics never helps, and it gets delayed and delayed. Yeah, that's very true. But politics is what pays the space budget, unfortunately, at least for government space. On the bright side, generally, space is pretty bipartisan. What am I doing here? Okay, let's, and so what I can do with MechJeb, I can manually, plot my way to the moon if I want to, and actually in this particular case, I think I will. Come on. It's a little laggy. Come on. I got some debris up here. So that should be right about here. So, nope. Unset target. And then we'll do this, add maneuver. It's probably a little bit off here. Let's move it right about here. Maneuver node all the way up. Oh, there we go. We got an encounter. Do we want to do like an Apollo 13 free return style orbit though? What do you guys think? That might take a little working to get it just right. But I think I can do that. Perhaps. No, that's too much. I might just go easy and then, oops, maybe. Ooh. Let's just do this. Let's go easy. Why do some Americans say the moon landing is fake? They should be proud that they're... Yeah, that's a tough one. Some people, I think, are just being trolls regarding that. I'm sure some people actually believe it. You just gotta ignore them. Yeah, that boggles my mind, too. I don't understand it. Okay, we'll go with this. And just because I'm lazy, turn off the ascent guidance, go back to maneuver planner, and just execute the next node. And just let it do its thing. Let's turn on RCS. Do a hybrid trajectory. Well, I think that ship's already sailed. So So my country only has one astronaut, but many say they say your astronaut is fake, or that space is fake, or both. I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think some people also kind of get a thrill on being kind of like the that type of person for some reason. I don't get it. I think the best thing to do, though, is just to let people where they're at and ignore them when they're wrong. And some people are, genuinely confused. I guess it's best to just help those people if they're willing to listen. But other than that, it's not worth the effort. And just do what you need to do to move on. Let's see. Here we go. Ready for the burn. Okay. Do I have a paper rocket model? Well, yes, I do, actually. There's actually, you can't see it, but there's one right above me. It's not complete, but it's most of the International Space Station at 1/100 scale. AXM paper space scale models. So what's missing on it is most of the truss. I have, let's see, I have the S0. What am I missing here? I don't have the main solar arrays up there, but as far as just the truss segments, I'm missing the P6 truss segment, S3, S4, S5, and S6, excuse me, plus their solar arrays. And I think that's all I'm missing for that model, except for some minor things like, such as external platforms and whatnot. I'll show it to you if I get a chance here, but I don't want to move this camera. Maybe I'll take a picture of it or something, or turn on another camera or something. Let's see. How good did I do here? Oops. That looks good enough. What I'll do, just to do the Mount Lown way of doing things and trying not to leave space debris, let me add one more maneuver and try to lower my periapsis. Nope, probably going the wrong way. Into the moon. Where are we at here? Come on, there we go, into the moon. And then execute the next node. Will the Proton M rocket be stopped? I don't know. Proton M, it's a pretty beast of a rocket. Maybe when Russia starts doing the Angara more often and gets comfortable with that, they might retire some of these older rockets. But Proton's a workhorse. It also fails spectacularly sometimes. Like I think one of my favorite rocket launch failures was a Proton M, where it just kind of, I think there was a sensor installed upside down. It just went pew, and then nope, pointy end down. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, let's get. Okay, so we are now in a collision course with the moon. And what I'm going to do now is get into the sunlight because we want to actually see some of this. Here we go. Where's the shadow? There we go. That's good enough. You're from Brazil. Well, nice to meet you. I don't know if there's anybody else from Brazil here or not, but everybody is welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and see if I didn't mess up staging here. I'll do a quick save before I forget. I'm going to just manually deploy these. I don't have that set properly, so that's somewhat of a fail. So I've got this, and then I can undock that. And then I should be able to turn on RCS and just fly away here. And again, because I'm lazy, I will do a docking autopilot. even though that's probably the easiest docking I could possibly do. Set as target and control from here. And then just enable the autopilot. Let's see how well that does. My little own Kerbal version of transposition and docking. It's taking sweet time, though. I guess I have it at a 0.5 meter a second. There we go. There we go. And then we can just pull it away here. Decouple. That should do its thing there. So let's turn that back on. Move away from all this. And I don't know, retro. Let's do anti-normal. Put in a barbecue roll or something. Okay. I guess I could put it in the barbecue roll. Turn that off and there we go. Got a barbecue roll going. Going to disprove a myth here. We don't speak Spanish. Is that I thought Brazil speak Portuguese. Okay, here we go. So, next step. Let's actually take it out of the collision course with them on. Add maneuver here. And we at? It's too close. Let's do it there. That's good enough. And then we'll take that off. Maneuver planner. Execute the next node. And just throw that on there. When I get to the moon, where should I land? I'm probably going to go into equatorial orbit, but I can do a polar orbit and try to land somewhere crazy. Any thoughts? Oops. It would help if I actually activated engines. There we go. I thought the Americans thought the agent spoke Spanish. Some Americans might think Brazilians speak Spanish, but I don't know. Yeah, I pretty much thought it was Brazil's Portuguese and the rest of South America, for the most part, is Spanish. The important thing is that your channel... Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, I'll get some more content going. After the Inspiration 4 video, plus going down to Florida, plus all the other things I'm involved with, kind of had a moment where I needed to just take a little bit of a break. But I'm hoping to get a video. I think the next video I'm looking at is one over the actual Piers module, which was recently deorbited. It'll be a combo Piers and Poise, since they're kind of the same module almost, same design. So that might be the next big video, space bite I work on. Okay, let's go ahead and warp here. Hopefully I didn't overwarp. Can you make a video playing Simple Rockets? I've never played Simple Rockets. So possibly. Let's say I know Simple Rockets is that a mobile game? I'm not 100% sure. I've heard of it, but I've actually never played it. So go up here. There we go. Let's go ahead and circularize the thing. You know what? I'm going to actually change the inclination just a little bit. Fixed time. Let's go ahead and make the inclination 20 degrees. Create node. Execute next node. Well, I appreciate that. Oops, there we go. There are a lot of good space channels out there. And I appreciate you choosing me as one of them. There we go. So now we're at a 20-degree inclination. And we'll change and circularize at the next periapsis. Let's go bold, create, and execute. There we go. How's my fuel doing here? Oh, I'm doing fine on monopropellant. Okay. Zooming it in. Yeah, next year for commercial space is going to be huge. Let's see, at the top of the year, well, if you even count, this year wasn't a bad year either, but we'll have the Soyuz MS-20 at the end of the year, but then Axiom 1 early January, or no, are they talking February now? I think they're in February now. I might be wrong on that, like February 23rd. And then there might be another Axiom mission sometime in the next part of the year as well. And of course, all the SpaceX missions for NASA. I would like to see another Inspiration 4 style mission, although I think Space Adventures has a contract with Crew Dragon for a higher orbit than Inspiration 4. I'm not sure when that's supposed to be, though. Okay, this is dark over here, so let me move to the dark side here, or the light side of the moon here, the lit side. Come on, orbital sunrise. There you are. Okay, let's transfer crew over. Let's first open up the gear. Come on. My mouse is not wanting to work properly. There we go. How do we transfer here? Right click, transfer crew. Let's transfer. We want Bill over there. How about Bill and Jeb? I guess that sounds good. What is the largest rocket in the world, in world history? Largest rocket in world history. Somebody's going to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that has actually flown a mission to space is probably the Saturn V. Now, again, largest, depends on what you mean by largest. As far as sheer size, I believe it is the Saturn V, but the N1 rocket may be bigger, but I don't think it ever made it into space. Now, Starship will be bigger than all of those combined, so it'll be a moot point after this once it starts going into orbit. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay, so let me do a quick save here before I do something stupid. Anybody have any suggestions on where I should land? I want to land where the sun is at, or point where the sunlight is. What's an interesting place? Could try for these craters, but that's a little bit too far south. I don't want to run out of fuel. Something roughly on the orbital path. Anybody know of any interesting things to land on the moon? Where's one of those arches? Yeah, the M1 blew up 4 times. That's true. It never made it to space. It would have been cool if that actually worked. I wonder if the fifth one would have ended up working, but who knows? Doesn't really matter. But the space shuttle and the Buran rocket were pretty powerful in their own right as well, if you count the space shuttle as payload. But of course, the way they were built, they were short and stubby. Okay. Any other suggestions? Otherwise, I'm probably just going to pick a spot. Let's go ahead and undock this. I've got the crew in there. Undock. They're on their own. And before I forget and panic while I'm going down, I need to make sure that I enable crossfeed here for some reason. That one has having a problem. Enable crossfeed. There we go. And then I can activate this engine. Should be good there. So now we're floating. What's a good place to land? And one arch is near. Where is near? Is it in this big crater that you see here? I guess I could always go lower and find out. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I don't know if I've got enough delta V for this, so I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save. And we're going to use our good friend MechJeb here and do a maneuver planner. And we're going to change the periapsis to, I think, I'm going to do 6.5 kilometers. I think that's the lowest I can go without running into the surface. Yeah. That actually might work out in my favor quite a bit. So execute next node. Actually, abort. Remove all nodes. Thank you, Ziggy, for that. I nearly hit an arch. Was I already going in the right direction? The space tourist balloon. I did see that. They're not going to space. Let's be clear. They're going very high up to see the curvature, but they're not going to be anywhere near space. So their selling point is they're on essentially like, I don't want to, kind of like a liner, just a nice casual float to whatever altitude their peak altitude is, but they're not going to go anywhere near space. Okay, so let's see. You said let's see if I go to landing. Where is it? Where is my landing guidance? There we go. If I can enter landing coordinates, and you said they are. Can I change that to north? There we go. They are 12. Stop it. 12, 27, 2 degrees north, and 39, 11:45 east. Damn it, I did it again. 45 east. Where is that? Does it show me? Why does this not want to do its thing? Ah, okay, that's the wrong side. The other one is 1228, 18, and that's south. And that is going to be 40, 57, 40. 57, 40 west. Okay, that's closer. Actually, that one's not bad. And let's see. Let's look at number 3 to see if that's closer, because I thought there was one right around one of these craters. Let's see, 227. Oops. Actually, that one might be the one I'm thinking of. 227.47 north. And yeah, we're getting closer. Followed by 81.31. Where's that? 51. And that's east. No? That's totally the wrong side. Well, let's go back to where we were. We'll go to number 2 then. 12, 28, 18, and what did I do wrong here? 140, 57, 40 west. Oh, what was it? What did I do wrong here? There we go. So it is this one. That is the one I want. Okay. Pick the target on the map. We'll do an auto warp. Landing predictions. We'll land at the target. I think everything is set up properly. If not, well, we've quick saved. Is Blue Origin going to send the oldest individual space? Captain Kirk. That's why I flew closely by. Yeah, Captain Kirk is going to space on Wednesday morning. Weather pending. To boldly go. Apparently, he's actually pretty afraid of actually going. He, I think he said somewhere I thought I read that he was only really going because an organization he's doing something for is actually paying for his ticket for one of his documentaries he does. But I could be wrong on that. Okay, where are we at here? So we did the plane change. Oh. Am I going the wrong place? Yes, I am. Well, what's done is done. If I abort auto land. So it's this location. So it's 12, 28, 18 south, 140, 57, 40. Okay. Wrong site. So before I hit pause real quick, I'm going to hit pause. Okay. Am I going to the right place? Is it that location on the little X there? Is it this location here? Yeah, I'm probably going to quick load, but I want to see if I can, if it's truly that spot right there now, I'm probably going to see if I can make it. We got to have some excitement on the stream, right? I'll wait to see if you respond. Okay. That's the right one. Good. So we're going to just see what happens. Okay. Land at that target. Let's see if it actually doesn't want to, like, auto-crash into the moon, because sometimes that happens. We'll see how robust this system I built is. How much Delta V do I have left? I don't really even know. I don't have this set up right for that, do I? Yeah, that's probably what I have left. I probably have like 300 meters per second. Yeah, I may not make this. But it'll be fun, right? I may sacrifice... I don't know what it's doing now. I may sacrifice some of my other Nope, 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 nope. Is it actually... What's it doing with me here? It's not auto warp right now. I want to actually transfer fuel. Which one's which here? I want to go into that. I can always transfer it back later. Make sure I have enough fuel to actually touch down. Okay, and so I'll transfer fuel here. I want to go in here. Stuff you can't do with a real spacecraft, or at least previous spacecraft, you couldn't do this. Okay. Now let's go back to auto warp. There we go. Let's see if this actually works. I might have enough delta V now. Now, will I have enough delta V to get back? Probably better off changing the inclination of the command module. Be careful not to hit the surface, and the same thing that happened to me happens. Well, hopefully I won't hit the surface, but, you know, we'll see what happens. C3. I might be landing on fumes. Oh, there's the arch. Hopefully I don't land actually on the arch. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I might be taking over manual. Yeah, we're probably going to abort. Or... Okay, let's go ahead and let's retrograde here. I think I could use the thrusters for this. Come on, guide her in. Good enough. We have touchdown. I don't know what to call this vehicle. We'll call it Falcon. The Falcon has landed. Okay. Whew. Let's go ahead and shut down the engine. And then, whatever. Do I have any fuel left over in this at all? I don't think I do. Yeah, I have some of the monoprop left over. Let's go ahead and, before I forget, transfer all the fuel I can into the upper stage. And I think hold on. No fuel here. No fuel here. No fuel here. Oops. So it started using fuel in here then, didn't it? So it started using that. That should be fine. Let's see. Oh yeah, the coordinates are for landing on the arch. Well, I think we got pretty close. I was happy with that. I think I just went over the arch, if I recall correctly. Okay, let's... Didn't come here to take pictures, so let's go on a little walk. Okay. Turn on that. See if I remember. Oops. Oh, well. And immediately hit head and fall over. Okay. Okay, let's plant the flag right here. Plant flag. Okay, what should I name this site? Any thoughts? Let's see. I'm terrible at naming sites, so we'll call this, we'll name it after Ziggy here. Ziggy's Point. I don't have no idea what to make the plant text. Almost ran out of gas and hit the arch. Don't do that. Got it. We're moonwalking on the far side of the moon. Yep. Is it really the far? I guess it is, yeah. No one can hear you scream on the far side of the moon because there's no communication. No direct line of sight. Okay. Well, that worked. I totally planned that. Okay, let's get the other guy out here. Who else? Come on. And let's go ahead and get Bill on a EVA. Oops. Generic Kerbal flag. Go. Oh, damn it. There we go. Make a colony on the moon. That's a little bit more difficult. I'm not going to make a colony on the moon tonight. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe a screenshot. I actually should have done it the other way around. Let's have him turn around this way. Turn him around this way. So I can do a little screenshot. And I keep doing that. Do it this way. Ah, there we go. I'm trying to remember how to do all this. There we go. And print screen. Call that good for now. Okay. Let's get somebody on the top here. Oops. Didn't come out all this way just to look at it. And I know there are ways with some of the new parts that I have not messed with. You can put an anchor point on, oops, too far up. Put an anchor point on the arch. And I think Matt Lau and a few other people have done hanging moon bases on the arch. I'm not that skilled. Maybe someday. There we go. That's pretty far up. Actually, let's. My colony was just Jeb and or AB and a science unit with some fuel and a cupola. Yeah, I might do something like that. Now that we've got a point here, maybe we can add a few other things over the next couple of weeks. Build it up. Oh, I'm going down too far. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Don't. There we go. That hurt. Whew. Okay. Well, let's speaking of Hail Mary passes and getting back to the crew back to orbit. Let's see if we can do that. Come on. Okay, where's the other guy? Here. Come on. Oh, is that the flag? There we go. Come on, Jeb, you in too. Once I get a little more comfortable with some of this stuff, maybe I'll, oops, that's not where you're supposed to be. Maybe I'll get more ambitious with some of the tasks. Come on. You're not supposed to be there. Why am I? Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. That's what's going on. It's amateur hour here. Come on. Get back in. There we go. Okay, what direction do I have to go to get back? That's going to be the fun part. And in reality, I think I'm just going to time warp. Time warp for that orbit to match up a little better. That should be good. And so I need to head make sure I actually get my marker going here, figure out exactly what direction to go. So if the sun is here, how am I going here? The sun is there. I actually want to go down a little bit further south from the sun. It's about like this. Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. Famous last words. So, go ahead and put you here. Let's, come on. No, come on. What am I doing wrong now? Why is this not working? Oh, and before I forget, oh, is that the problem? That's the problem. Uh-oh. Well, I forgot a power issue. So, are you kidding me? Well, it not. Wow. Apparently, it will not let you exit the cabin if you're out of power. Thoughts, anybody? Any thoughts? I forgot to deploy this solar panel right here. That is very unfortunate, and I'm not sure how to solve this problem. See, putting off transition goals, but ain't gonna put off Falcon coming home and not. Oops. Oops. Yep. Yeah, the warp did it. So how am I supposed to? Oh, what do you mean warp? What will warp do? Oh, well, that was too far warp. Yeah, I think I am literally. Oh my gosh, did it work? If that worked, you're a lifesaver, Ziggy. That may have actually worked. Whatever glitch ended up working there, we'll go with it. But now I gotta warp all the way back to there we go. Set as target. Where did it go? Where's that target? Oop, damn it, I did it again. I thought I set the target, but I can't see it now. Down below the horizon, opposite of the sun. Oops. Okay, so we'll try this again. We'll do half, now that I can go ahead and save, make sure the electric charge is on full. And, nope, quick save. And, come on, get back up. Oh, well, that works. Okay, where am I going? The exact wrong way. Oops. Level her out. Yeah, I think I used too much fuel on descent. As long as I can get into low orbit, we should be good. We're gonna run out of fuel. What's our orbit? Okay, we are not in orbit. But stop it. Okay. But as long as we have enough, I can circularize. We have some enough monopropellant. This was definitely a fail. Circularize at next app to create node 41 meters per second. Sounds good. Execute next node. Got plenty of mono. Beckjebit, that's exactly what I'm doing. Bye. Have a good night. See if I pronounce your name right. Gutierrez de Santos Vogado. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong, but have a good night. Thank you for joining. Okay, 41 meters per second. Let's see if I have that much in my monoprop here. Okie doke. We're at least in a stable orbit. Close enough. And now we're going to call that vehicle essentially dead. So we're going to move over to, I think that was the right one. the command module to the rescue. And where are you? So I want that is set as the target. And this is where, take out that, take out that. MechJeb is going to help me out here. I used to do all this a long time ago without MechJeb, but it makes it so much easier. Okay. Okay, lining up the planes. Oh, it'd be helpful if I actually extended the solar panels on this one too before I ran out of power. There we go. Okay. What's our phasing time gonna be? Okay. Oh, it's lowering its orbit. That's what it's doing. Okay. As long as this thing doesn't run out of fuel. Shouldn't. Now, how long do we have to wait? So the next node is in game time is in 2 hours, but how quickly will it warp? See, Ziggy, the entire reason why I haven't done a polar sat rescue is because I'm crap at multiplanar rendezvous activities like instantaneous launch windows. They could be a challenge. I have not done a polar satellite rescue. At least, yeah, I don't know. I can change the planes, but if I don't have something like MechJeb, yeah, it could be very challenging to get it just right. But hey, that's why we play Kerbal, right? Okay, should be coming up on burn time here real soon. Good. Let's see. I thought it would be. This is 8 minutes. I must have been readjusting its orientation. There we go. So when did everybody first play Kerbal? You know, for me it was gosh, when would it have been? Probably around 2014 for me. Back in the was it out of alpha? Was it in beta at that point? One of those early days, one of those early builds. So much has changed since then. Looking forward to Kerbal Space Program 2 when they ever get around to it. And I wouldn't mind, since I think it's supposed to have multiplayer, I wouldn't mind hosting some multiplayer servers. That would be fun. Oh, we're right here. You started playing last year. Wow. It's a fun game. Yeah, quarantine time saving. Yeah, it does feel like it's still. Yeah. Last year didn't exist. I can't believe we're coming up on 2022 already. Okay, disengage autopilot. I think that's good enough. And then we can go to docking. Hopefully I didn't mess this up here because I think I'm closing in on it. Come on. Here. Control from here. Control from here. And then, come on, set as target. And let's go ahead and make it a 1 meter per second. There we go. Should be right there. Should be easy as pie. Actually, that's a nice view. I wonder if I can maintain this view. .6 feet or meters. Yeah, e-learning can be tough. Yeah, I'm actually. Oh, come on. There we go. Dock it. Dock it. There we go. Docking confirmed. Get out of this now. No, I'm in many ways very fortunate I was not in school during all the quarantine stuff. That sounds like it was miserable. Let's see. So then I've got. Let's go ahead and transfer these guys back onto the better spacecraft here. Transfer over to here. Transfer over to there. So it should be an empty vessel now. And undock. And because we like to make sure we clean up our environment, hopefully. Let's do a retro. Oh, don't hurt the solar panel. I will just let that float away. Come on, float away. Yeah, it just depends on the kind of person you are. E-learning can be good for some and terrible for others. Okay, which way is... Did I already run out of power propulsion? No. What am I doing wrong here? Why am I... I did this. Why is it control locked? Am I out of things? Well, that's unfortunate. I guess we'll just leave it in orbit because I can't get it to work. So maybe later I'll come deorbit it. For now, let us return from a moon, create and execute. Full or no throttle, yeah. Okay, well, for now, they're coming home. Oh, auto warp. There we go. Oh. I thought I said to auto warp. Excellent. There we go. There it goes. There's that lander. I wonder if I'll get lucky enough to land in the ocean or near the spaceport. Probably not. I'm never that lucky. Okay. So let's go ahead and time warp. Hopefully I don't time warp too fast. Slow down. Patience on the time warp. Slow down. Actually, eyes though, that's gonna hurt if I'm not careful. Let's I don't know why it has me intercepting the actual surface here. Let's go ahead and increase that to, there we go. Execute next node. Don't want to like ballistic re-entry into the planet. Do some litho braking. Okay, I got plenty of DV, so we're good. Okay. Let's warp a little bit closer. And then begin our re-entry preps. We're on the dark side. Okay, we're under 500,000 meters. I'll wait till I get close to 100. Okay, 180, 170, 160, 50, 40. Oh, 30, 20. Okay, stop there. That's good. I'll just anti-normal it. Radio in. And wait for it to get just a little bit closer. Wish it was a little. I wonder if I can brighten it up a little bit. Sun's starting to rise anyways. And when I get to 70, I'll go ahead and detach. And that's good enough. And then retrograde it. And then good to go. And I can see some fireworks while we're at it. There we go. Hopefully none of that debris hits me. Oh, that was close. There's the sun. Where over the planet am I? Oh, good. I might actually be a splashdown. Can't see anything. There's something. I guess this spacecraft will get 2 sunrises. And there we go. Another happy landing. Let's see where we are. Where did this thing end up? How far off? Halfway around the planet, I think. That's the desert. I think it's not too far off. Not bad. Well, go ahead and recover this vessel. Well, there's your mission to the moon. Nice little starter mission for future weekly videos or weekly live streams. There we go. They're safely back for their next mission. We never did the trivia. How do you want me to do this here? I don't think you can see this screen here. I'm gonna put you over here. So who still wants to do trivia? Okay. We can always save trivia for Sunday as well. Are you guys interested in a Sunday stream, like a weekly Sunday stream? Probably around 7 o'clock or so on Sundays. Actually, I'm going to have a little bit of fun trying to blow up things. Actually, I wonder if I can touch down that whole giant... Oh, what the heck happened with this thing? Is that a different rocket that I'm not aware of? Did I load up something else I didn't know I built? I think that is a different rocket I didn't realize I built. Or somebody else's rocket. Let's see, revert flight. It's vehicle assembly. What the hell is this? I don't know what this is. Let's open something else. Let's go back to this. And launch that. See if I can hover it, touch it down right on the surface of the top of the vehicle assembly building. Okay. Let's see how well my landing skills aren't. Oh, come on, back up. Come on, don't hurt the building. Don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over. No, 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 no. Save the crew at least. No Kerbals were harmed. Well, maybe harmed or killed in the making of that stunt. Okay. I think it's getting pretty late anyway. I'm probably going to call it. Ziggy, I do like your trivia night idea. I want to implement that possibly on Sunday if you're okay with that. If you're still watching. Flight to launch. I wonder if I can do the second stage only. Oh no! Well, that was dumb. Yeah. Wouldn't be Kerbal without some shenanigans. Okay. Enough of that silliness. I'm probably gonna call a night. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody joining in tonight. Like to do these more often. Just have some fun. It won't always be Kerbal. Maybe it'll just be some other things. Who knows? We could just talk about space or anything really for that matter. So if you haven't already, be sure to, I guess, give this video a like. And oops, what's still firing? So I'm still firing here. Can't tell if something's still trying to fire. Is that engine still firing? Might be, actually. Anyway. You guys have a good night. And thank you for all for tuning in. If you haven't already, like the video. If you want to subscribe to the channel, feel free. And hopefully in the next week or so, I'll have another video out over the Piers module. And let's plan on having another weekly stream on Sunday at about 7:30 Eastern. This be Central Time. If that works out for everybody. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening and have a good rest of your week. Ad Astra.